And tonight we are one step closer to altering the course of this pandemic. The FDA has granted full approval to Pfizer's two-dose vaccine. It is the first vaccine to pass this final hurdle. So we know you have questions, and we've been working all day to get you answers. So let's start with the basics. This full authorization is for anyone 16 years old and up. The emergency use authorization stays in place for children 12 to 15 and for the booster. Now, this authorization will set off a cascade of vaccine mandates for hospitals, colleges, businesses, local government, the military, you name it. And you're going to start seeing a new name. Pfizer will market its vaccine now under this as Comirnaty. And this full approval authorization is now, some doctors are hoping this will now get more people to get a shot.
Yeah, Zach, maybe some of the folks who are on the fence for whatever reason, maybe they decide to go with it now. You know, we've also been getting a lot of questions about what this means for kids and teenagers under the age of 16. Ariel Placencia is live at Cook Children's. You've been talking with doctors all day. What do they say?
Well, Chris, you know, a majority of the questions that doctors are getting from parents can be summed up with one word: timing, right? Parents whose kids are younger than 16, they want to know when they're going to get FDA approval for their kids to get the shot. And because of this, there are some moms and dads out there who are asking about maybe getting this shot through the off-label term. Well, I talked to pediatricians here in North Texas, and I asked them all about it today.
You know, what does it mean that it's fully approved for 16 and up, but it's not fully approved for 12 to 15 yet?
Frisco pediatrician Dr. Seth Kaplan says he's gotten that question a lot after the FDA approved the Pfizer COVID vaccine for people 16 years and older. While 12 to 15-year-olds can still get the Pfizer vaccine under the emergency use authorization, Dr. Kaplan told me the timing for their full approval does make sense.
The full approval is looking at a much larger scale of data, and we know that the 12 to 15-year-olds were happening a few months behind.
Okay, so what about children under 12? Does the FDA's approval mean they can get the Pfizer COVID shot?
So no, technically with full approval, somebody could use the vaccine off-label.
Off-label refers to healthcare providers prescribing the approved drug for an unapproved use when they judge that it is medically appropriate for their patient. Here's the FDA.
That would be a great concern, that people would vaccinate children, because we don't have the proper dose and we don't have the safety data. We do not encourage off-label use.
Here's Cook Children's Dr. Nicholas Rister.
So I think it's going to be important for pediatricians to see that data about the right dosing and the right responses before they're going to be comfortable with that off-label use.
The FDA said today that COVID vaccine trials are still ongoing for children under 12, but there are parents considering off-label use for their kids who are perhaps right on the border of eligible age, height, and weight.
Not everything is going to be about your size. There's different factors that come into play based on your age that don't necessarily have to do with size. And so we really need to see the data.
In Fort Worth, I'm Ariel Placencia.
And as we mentioned, Pfizer's full approval is already spurring more vaccine mandates. Several companies in North Texas are making it a requirement. Some of the major employers in our area include Baylor Scott & White, Texas Health, Cook Children's, Children's Hospital, and Texas Instruments. AT&T is requiring its managers to be vaccinated. So let us know, should employers mandate the vaccine now that it's been approved by the FDA? Weigh in at WFAA.com/vote now or the Vote Now tab on our app. We'll check back a bit later in the show. And if you still have questions about getting a shot, just text the word vaccine to 214-977-6028. We'll send a link with everything you need to know.